Hola, amigos. Let's see if Facebook's working. Kind of doesn't look like it. Oh, there we are. You're now live. Woo! I don't see myself anymore. Okay. Well, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, for our weekly Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Frankie Finn proudly brings to you our weekly Q&A. Doo-doo-doo. Got some great questions this week. It's been a really interesting week, as some of you guys saw. I had all my bank cards got lost, then they got lost in the mail to replacements, and I bank in a different country. My toddler peed on my laptop. I was managed to able to actually save it, and we had no internet. So, that's kind of the trifecta when you got no money, no internet, no laptop, and you work online. That's like the death sentence, and you can't just walk in somewhere. So, in the light of the spirit of giving, we are back on all three, and that is amazing. So I'm going to answer some awesome questions for you. Let's get into it. Omar says, this is the worst 2 months in my digital marketing career. My BM, or business manager, has been disabled like 5 to 6 times in these past 2 months. None of my campaigns which are running in this business manager ad accounts does not have any red flag policy or breach. Kindly share some solution regarding this issue. It's real simple, Omar. Do not put all your eggs in the Facebook basket. I know when you're learning a lot of this agency stuff, people will tell you that the only way to be successful is like you got to run Facebook ads. And they're an awesome tool, and I'm not saying not to do them, but if you put all your eggs in the basket, when that basket gets stepped on or squished or you lose an egg, like you're going to have a miserable fucking day out of it. There are YouTube ads. There are good old-fashioned direct mail. There are referrals. There are joint ventures. Like, don't get hung up in the fact that your business manager isn't working. Use this as an opportunity to diversify what you're doing, and also, like, whenever you're generating leads, you want to convert them into leads you control. So I understand it's really difficult. I've lost a bunch of Facebook ad or business managers, ad managers, all that. I'm on number 6. They're a real pain in the ass when you lose them. But at the end of the day, do not ever put all your eggs in the basket. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons why this is so important, I watched... Dan and I used to do, Dan Crystal, who's in this group, awesome guy, him and I used to do a lot of SEO together. And I remember there was a limo company in Las Vegas, and they actually weren't really a limo company. They just sold leads to limo companies. And they had gamed all the SEO searches, so they were showing up number 1 for all these limo searches. And then what they would do is they would turn around and sell the leads to limo companies, and they were doing $1 million a month. And then one day a Google update came down and crushed them. And that was it. That was the end of their business. They were doing $12 million a year, out of business like a month or 2 later. But here's the deal. Like, if you put all your eggs in one basket, that's going to fucking happen. Especially in a basket you don't control. That's a foundation of quicksand. So if you want to be in this longevity, like, you got to, like, turn those into leads that you can control, Omar. So that's, like, I feel for you. But don't get hung up in the, like, I have to use Facebook basket. Lily, my brain is going to hold my sleep hostage until I ask this, so here goes. Has anyone had success with generating leads for their niche with a Facebook group? I've done a few, Lily, both brick and mortar. I used to have a couple of lawyer groups. I don't manage them anymore because I just wasn't enjoying. I have this group. And as well, like, audience building is just a useful thing. Once you're sure you've worked with a couple of clients in your audience, like, it's worthwhile to build up an audience. The only thing is most people don't have the patience for it. Because I always say the first 30 days of building an audience, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, it doesn't really matter. You're probably going to be talking to yourself. And that's it. And nobody's going to be listening to you, and nobody's going to pay attention to you, and nobody's going to care. And you got to do it because it's fun and because you believe in the stuff you're talking about, and keep inviting people and keep inviting. And sometimes the first invite doesn't get them, the second invite, the third. I have people who've, like, seen my invites 27 times and come on the 28th, right? So that's the biggest key with making groups and audiences is, like, keep adding value to your group, keep sharing good ideas, keep sharing value. But it's not a quick fix kind of thing. So it's a 6-month play in general, and if you can do that, then yes, they absolutely work. Ahmed, hello. As iRookie, I struggle to structure all the data, documents, and files that concerns the agency on my laptop. What should I do? Have one folder, a lot of folders for each client, or just put everything in the trash? What should I do? Ahmed, this is a really important thing. Is like, okay. Firstly, I'm going to suggest 3 things for you. Okay. Number 1 is look at how you can eliminate some of those documents. A lot of those things, like people say you have to have, you really don't. It would blow most people away to learn that I work with injury lawyers, mostly lawyers, and we do not do contracts. So there's one less paperwork that I don't have to do and one less document I don't have to keep from everyone else. Second thing is if the documents you're keeping are passwords and you're sharing them either between freelancers, employees, or getting them from employees, Lastpass is a game changer. It is a plugin that allows you to share passwords between people without actually having to share the passwords. You just like share your saved vault and whatever passwords you want to share, and then somebody can access that password without actually having to access that. And then I would say, obviously, then create some sort of structure in Google Docs. But before you start organizing it, get rid of some stuff, because if it sounds like, in your case, like it's overwhelming and you got a bunch of passwords in there, like eliminate some steps before you then organize it. You do that, and the whole thing will get easier and more manageable for you, hopefully, anyway. Shemaya, hey Frankie Finn, what do you think about getting roofing clients from Paid's Craigslist ask by offering free website audits? How many clients has anyone got from this? Comment below, can be in any niche. One of the things, Shemaya, is that like if you want to get clients in general and like stand out from the noise in your industry, you are going to have to innovate a little bit. I know nobody talks about this, but you have to like do something that's different than everyone else. And what you're doing in this case is a value add with the website audit. So that's what you're ultimately offering. And so that's what I would test first is, do people even want a website audit? I would think yes, but you don't know that until you actually test it and put it in front of people and like, have like, for me, usually like with 50 or $100 in ads, you'll know whether or not the system works. But you got to like put your offer in front of people and see. And if that doesn't work, offer something else. And the other thing that'll help you a lot, by the way, is to narrow down your niche of who you can do like a free audit for. I'll give you an example. One of the things that happens all the time in personal injury is they'll have the phone number really small. So they'll make this big fancy website, and then it's hard to figure out how to call them. Like, I'm not saying every website that has, but a lot of personal injury lawyers do. And so one of the biggest things you can do that has a big impact, make your phone number big and easy to see, and so that everybody can call you. Almost always has like a 10-20% bump in phone calls almost immediately by just making the phone number bigger and easier to find. So I'll tell you, if you can niche down your website audit, it'll automatically become more powerful than just we'll audit your website. If you have a personal injury website, I know the 3 levers that can make your phone ring more often, blah blah blah. That's more powerful than just saying, hey, any business owner at all. So. Sounds like, it's probably going to work, but I would tell you, you can make that stronger by picking a niche and testing that offer really, really fast. And you only need like 50 or $100 to test an offer on paid ads in general. So you don't have to break the bank to find out if people want a website audit. And then the key with this is obviously in your case is that have a strategic second step. Like if you're selling web design, that's an obvious, easy second step. Or if you're selling SEO, make sure to show them all the SEO and the holes and the money they're losing, and that's how you actually get the clients, is usually showing them where they're losing and how you can plug those holes. Ralph, are you guys using WordPress or Webflow for building landing pages, PPC clients, or something like ClickFunnels? Ralph, I'm really, really, really simple. All our pages are on lead pages, and I like them because they're the fastest, they're pretty, but our landing pages are like so dead dog shit simple. We usually have a headline, sometimes a video, and sometimes a button, but sometimes not even a video. Sometimes it's just a headline and opt-in, and that's it. And then as far as local stuff, they're obviously a little bit more complicated because you're selling the entire service. A lot of people like Unbounce for that. I don't know. I still just use lead pages because I'm a simpleton that way. But we're using a lot of the same kind of strategies that we use for ourselves, for our clients. But having said that, the most important thing is what you're giving away on that page, right? Like if you're offering a phone call, you got to sell that phone call and the value of what they'll get out of talking to your potential clients. So it's less about the tool and more about the other person on the other side and what you're giving away and what you're ultimately offering. I've found that just by changing the offer, you can like 4 or 5 or 10x or 20x the results of a landing page. You can take a landing page from like 5% to like 50% opt-ins by just changing what you're offering and giving away. So think about that and less about the tools, because there's a lot of tools to build landing pages. It's a pretty simple, low effort kind of thing these days. Casey, wondering if I could get some advice. A window cleaner reached out via email late Saturday night, asked for an estimate. I provided him with a quick analysis and an estimate. I told him we would discuss it over the phone on Monday morning yesterday. I called at the agreed time, but it went to voicemail. I then sent a follow-up email and told him I'd call him after business hours if it was more convenient. He did not call or email back. Do I let this go or try one more time? I don't want to appear desperate, and I don't want to waste my time. There's so many digital agencies out there. I would imagine he contacted another company in the meantime and hired them instead. As a professional myself, I would also assume, however, that he would extend the common courtesy of letting me know if that were the case. Casey, I know this is a little hard to hear because, like, they should, in theory, get back to you, and they should be professional about it. Like, business owners, as a rule, like, just fucking hate marketers, and so they're because we're considered marketer and salespeople like in a lower tier, because there's been a lot of asshole marketers that have ruined this kind of reputation of the industry. They're probably not going to get back to you easily. I'm kind of the mindset of like there's only 3 outcomes: buy, die, or unsubscribe. I like to do my follow-ups with a little bit of humor. I'll do things like say like, hey, a dog came over and barked twice. Does that mean you're stuck down a well? Haha, just kidding. I know you're busy. Almost always the reason they didn't contact you because they're busy. Like in my case, I got like a phone full of messages because my internet's been down, because we had Halloween parties, because we had a meeting about some properties and stuff we're buying, and a whole bunch of people over. But it's not because all those messages are unimportant to me. So almost always it's a situation of them being busy, not because they found someone else. But even if they found someone else, like, be okay with that. Almost always, though, what they're telling you in disguise is that your offer was not that exciting to them. And I know that sucks to hear, and that's how you get ghosted, and that's how you do proposals, and that's how you chase people. Work on making your offer more desirable, and that'll happen less and less. I mean, you still got to follow up with people a little bit, but I'm big in having like automated follow-ups ahead of time, either pre-written text messages or emails or direct mail letters that you can drop in the mail and follow up with somebody, so you don't have to do that manually. And a little bit of humor, you do that, and you'll get more response, and you can at least get to the truth of why they didn't call you back. But don't assume they found somebody else. Don't assume all those things. They literally just could be busy. They could be a phone issue. Like, there's things that happen, like life really happens. So don't assume that they're just not contacting you because they don't think you're cool or whatever, or they're just not giving you that respect. Dan, I need a bit of quick advice. I want to start my social media marketing agency, but I currently work 50 hours a week on my day job, so I want to start the agency slowly so that I can keep up and not burn myself out. Is it possible to start an agency that offers only Facebook ads? I want to target small local businesses. How much would you charge for only Facebook ads? I see agencies offering a range of services. I'm not ready yet. But will I still be seen seriously by local business if I offer only one service, Facebook ads? Should I outsource from the beginning, or should I do the job myself? I already know how to do because I have an e-commerce store. Well, Dan, if you've got like an actual little bit of success that you're running with an e-commerce store, like I'll tell you, one big thing missing from there is a niche. If you're not like in a niche down, you're gonna have a hard time like selling Facebook ads, because like nobody really wants Facebook ads. It's a tool, right? Like, for example, we're using Facebook ads largely, it's not the only tool, to bring motorcycle cases, right? Those are high value cases. They don't want the Facebook ads, they want the motorcycle case. Like, saying Facebook ads is like selling a dream vacation by selling the plane ride to get there. They don't care about the plane ride, they want the beach. They want the cold beer, they want the time away from the office, the sun, the palm trees, the waves, the wind in their hair, the fancy food, they're getting drunk on a Tuesday. Like, those are the things they want. So if you're selling Facebook ads, you're going to have a hard time selling Facebook ads. You need to sell the outcome of Facebook ads and the problems that Facebook ads solve. And it's going to be hard to do that without a niche, because you can't really talk to business owners if they're too generic and too unspecific. So yes, you can sell just Facebook ads, but I would tell you, like, you got to narrow it down and make your Facebook ads do something specific for them. And it's up to you whether you want to outsource it or not. If you like doing that stuff, do it. If you don't, outsource it. But you got to build some kind of system that's meaningful for these people. Like, they're not just going to pay you to run ads and spend their money without a real plan or without a real specific outcome or what you're going to do. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest reasons people struggle selling things like Facebook ads or Google ads in particular, or like paid ads or even YouTube ads, like any sort of paid ads, they don't know what they would do right after they got the client. So in your case, I sense that's true. Like, if I came to you and said, okay, I want to hire you for Facebook ads, like, what would you do for me? And if the answer to that isn't like clear to you, Dan, it's going to be really, really hard for you to then sell it to other people. So figure that out, and you'll make selling Facebook ads a whole lot easier. Is think about, like, here's the outcome I can predictably produce, and one of the easiest ways is to just show examples of what you've done in your own e-commerce store. So yes, you can get it. You don't have to offer like this massive range of services. In fact, massive range of services rarely works well for companies under like 3 million, 5 million, I would say even. And almost always you need to narrow it. The most successful people I know, especially from like a delivery and client retention, not just selling them on the front end with big promises, they like keep clients a long time. So I hope that's helpful to you, because you'll make your life so much easier if you don't sell Facebook ads and instead you sell the outcome that you deliver, and Facebook ads is just the inevitable delivery vehicle. So that's all the questions we got for you guys this week. I just wanted to mention real quick, we still got a few spots, I want to say 4 left in the mastermind, and I'm running a 90-day trial right now. So if you want some details on the trial, let me know. I'll get you that sent over. Obviously, it's pretty badass and changes lives, especially if you're doing meetings and phone calls and all that. And that's really all I got for you guys right now. So I hope this Q&A was useful, and that's all I got for you guys. And may the 4th be with you.